Hello friends, I am Sonali Padgaonkar. I am from October 14 batch. First of all, I would like to thank Welingkar Institute of Management for giving me this wonderful opportunity to present myself in peer-to-peer learning session. Today, I am going to present on customer service. So to begin with, what is a customer? When we talk about a customer service, the first question which comes in our mind is what is a customer? A customer sometimes can be called as a buyer or seller or a client, is the recipient of goods or service or a product or an idea from the dealer or the seller or the vendor through a financial transaction or exchange of money or some other valuable consideration. Now after seeing the definition of the customer, let's see the types of the customer. First is external customers. Now external customers include not just the paying customer but also the people who enjoy the goods and the services, who receives the benefit of the goods and services. Now here we can take the example of a shopping mall. Different people visit the shopping mall for different purposes. It is not necessary that all the people visiting the shopping mall always do shopping. Some people just visit the shopping mall to roam around, or some people just visit it for the window shopping. But the services and the facilities provided by the mall authorities are enjoyed and are there for every person coming to the mall. So the people coming to the mall can be referred as external customers over there. The next is internal customers. Now internal customers as a definition include specific people and departments who play a role to serve the external customers. Now here let's take the example of the industries like air conditioning industry, where they get their customers' job done through their dealers. Now dealers in this case act as an internal customer for the air conditioning company. Let's move on now to the customer service. A customer service is the act of taking care of customer needs by professional and helpful way before, during and after the customer requirements are met. So here the words before, during and after the customer requirements play a significant role, because customer service is not only when the requirement is there, but it is before and after that also. So taking care of your customer at all point of time is very much important, because then only you are going to get a good business from your customer. Now after seeing the definition of the customer service, let's move on to the type of customer service. The first one is phone. Now in case of phone, the customers are handled over the phone. There the call centers come into picture. Many industries now have their call centers, like in banking industry or in case of airline industry, where the customer queries and concerns are handled over the phone. The next type is in-person. Now in case of in-person customer service, the customers are handled face to face, like we visit a normal shop for a grocery, or we visit we visit mall for do shopping. There we have in-person conversation with the buyer or the shopkeeper. The third one is the written communication. Now in written communication, there are various emails and draft which are exchanged through the customers. They all come into picture. After seeing the definition and types of customer service, let's move on to customer service delight. Customer service delight always include not only just satisfying the customer, but to make him delight. Now how to make the customer delight? Here I can share with you one example of a friend of mine. He was traveling to Bombay, Delhi. While he was at Bombay airport and he checked in early, he has ample of time, so he visited one crossword store at the airport. His requirement was a particular book to read in the aircraft, but that particular book was not available with the crossword store at Bombay airport. So unfortunately the person told him it's not available, but at the same time the crossword person checked with the Delhi crossword store that whether they were having that particular book with them, but Delhi store also was not having it. So the passenger said it's okay and he traveled further. But in between, when the passenger was traveling, the crossword person at Delhi airport checked with some other store at Delhi airport and he made the book available to this passenger. Passenger was unaware of all this transaction. When he landed at the Delhi airport, the crossword person was standing for him at Delhi airport with the book in his hand. So customer at that point of time expressed wow. Now this wow factor which is coming in the picture over here is what is a customer service delight. You have to delight your customers by going an extra mile and taking extra efforts for the customer. So to provide a good customer service, you have to always provide a quality product or a service. Then only the brand will get established and you will get a business. Satisfying the needs and wants of a customer. You have to always understand the customer requirements and you have to give solution accordingly. Resulting in repeat customer. If your product or your customer service is liked by the customer, then obviously he is going to come back to you. Deliver more than you promise. Like how I give you the example of the crossword store. Similarly, you have to always give an extra mile to offer the customer service. Meet your commitments. Whenever you give some commitments to the customer, always try to fulfill those commitments. Express empathy. Always try to put yourself into customer's shoes and then provide the solution to the customer. Go an extra mile, as we have seen in the delight, customer service delight. So providing a good customer service spells success. Now what does success stands for? There is a particular definition or there is a particular meaning of every letter of the word success. So the first S stands for sincerity. Sincerity while handling the customer. U stands for understanding, means understanding the concerns, the needs and requirements of the customer. The C stands for the convenience of the customer. Always see what is convenient to the customer. Next C stands for the communication, how we communicate with the customer to get the business. Next is E. E is expertise to handle the customer. Then the S, again S stands for the sociability towards customer, and last S is for sense of responsibility. Sense of responsibility we have to show while handling the customer. So this all comes to success, and success means make the things happen. So after seeing the delighted customer and how the good customer service results into success, let's now move to results of good customer service. Now into results of good customer service. So obviously good customer service is always going to be resulted into continued success, as we have seen. Increased profit. Since the customer is coming to us again and again due to our product and our customer service, the business is going to increase and we will get good profits out of it. Next is higher job satisfaction. We are giving our 100%. So obviously we will also get 100% satisfaction with our job. Increase company or organization morale. Now since we are getting profits and we are doing our business well, obviously the company and organization morale is going to be increased. Better teamwork, market expansion of the company, service and products, and establishing a brand. So this is all about the customer service. Now what does a customer desire? When we talk about a customer, when he approaches us, he has something in his mind. He expects some things from us, how we treat him and all. So let's see that. First thing is friendliness. Customers are always preferred to be handled friendly. Next is empathy. Always show the empathy towards customer, understand their problems and try to solve it. Next is fairness. Fairness means try to be fair with the customer. Participation. Always try to participate in conversation with the customer. Tell that you are with the customer. Always provide alternatives to the customer. If one particular solution is not available with you at that point of time, try to give options to the customer. We can take the airline example in this case. If one particular flight is cancelled for a particular airline and customer anyhow wants to reach to that particular destination, the airline staff can always approach some other airline and give the option of other airlines to the passenger. Next is information. Now while conversing with the customer, always try to give 100% information, as much as you can give. And last is the understanding. It's same, the understanding customers' needs and requirements and giving solution as per that. So this is what a customer desire from us. The next slide is about 10 rules of great customer service. Now the 10 rules of great customer service, these rules are important while handling and dealing with the customer. The first rule over here is commit to quality service. Now when it is commit to quality service means create a positive experience to the customer and make an impact of your product and customer service on customer's mind, so that he will definitely going to come back to you. Next, the second rule is know your product. If you know your product well, then only you will be able to explain the customer about your product, and then only you can make an impression over his mind. So first of all, you have to know your product to win the customer's trust and confidence. The third rule is know your customers. We have to always understand the needs and requirements of the customers, and as per that we have to tailor our services. So in this case, we can take example of different travel portals nowadays coming into picture. Earlier there used to have a few travel agencies which used to sell their tours to a group of people. Now there are different travel portals which are coming up, and they are arranging a customer's holiday as per his requirements and his needs. So those are called tailor-made holidays or tailor-made tours. So this is what is know the customer, knowing the customer's requirement and needs. The fourth rule is treat people with courtesy and respect. Everyone likes to be treated with respect, so obviously the customer also is the same. So while handling the customer, use phrases like sorry to keep you waiting, thank you for visiting, or thank you for order, you are always welcome, and it's been pleasure in helping you. Fifth rule is never argue with the customer. Be solution focused rather than the problem focused. So always give some or other solution and option to the customer. Sixth is don't leave customers hanging. Customers' time is very much important and we have to respect that. So we have to handle the customers with a sense of urgency. The seventh rule is always provide what you promise. Whenever you promise something to the customer, you have to keep that promise and you have to provide that service to him. But if you are not able to give that particular keep that particular promise, always apologize with the customer, and you can give some other compensation such as discounts or free delivery to him. The eighth rule is assume that customers are telling truth. The majority of customers don't like to complain, but they will go their out of way to avoid it also. So always think that customers are telling you the truth. The ninth rule is focus on making customers, not making sales. So we have to concentrate on quality of the service rather than just going behind the sales. sales will automatically get the sales target will automatically get achieved if we are getting more and more customers. So research shows that it takes 6 times more cost to attract the new customers than to keep the existing one. So we have to take care of our existing customers. The last rule is make it easy to buy. Make your selling process very simple and user friendly so that customer understands the importance of your product and your service. So these were the 10 rules of customer service. Now this slide is about a comparison of customers' experience about the product and customer service. Now there is an interrelation of the product with the customer service. Now when there are 2 graphs shown over here. The first graph is likelihood of the customer to tell his friends about a product experience, and the next graph shows likelihood of the customer to tell friends about the customer service experience. Now in case of a product, the bad experience is shared at a higher percentage than the good experience, but it is exactly opposite to that of in case of a customer service. The bad experience is shared at a higher percentage while the good experience is shared at a lower percentage. So it is exactly opposite in case of a product experience and customer service experience. Let's move on to the next slide. While handling the customers, the vocabulary which you use to handle the customers makes a lot of sense. So to handle the customers effectively, there are some polite and friendly alternatives which are provided over here. So if the customer is asking you something which you are really not aware about, you can always tell the customers that I will find it out for you, instead of saying I don't know or no. The next is if that particular thing which the customer asks you is not your job role, then you can tell the customer that let me find the right person who will guide you in this, instead of saying that's not my job. Whenever you are empathizing the customer, instead of saying you are right, this is bad, you can always say I understand how you feel. If something wrong happens and if the customer is blaming you without your fault, then you can always say let's see what best I can do in this, instead of saying that's not my fault. While apologizing, once again you can always say I apologize for the same, instead of saying calm down to the customer. And if you want the customer to do something for you, you can say instead of saying I want to do this, you can always use the words let's do that. So these were the friendly alternatives given while handling the customer. Now let's move on to customer service excellence. Now when we talk about customer service excellence, there are different service industries. There is a trend in different service industries nowadays to take a feedback from the customer. This feedback plays a very important role in customer service industry because we can know the loopholes in our process and we can improve on our process by understanding these loopholes. So if your customer service is at the good rating, you can always try to achieve a very good rating or an excellent rating. So good service always makes the difference. Now let's move on to the next slide, which is the H.E.A.T model of customer service. This H.E.A.T model has been developed by John Hartley, and this technique has been developed by John Hartley, and this model has been there for the effective customer service. Now the keywords of the word H.E.A.T is there. The H stands for hear. Whenever you are having a conversation with customer, listen to the customer actively and don't interrupt the customer when he is talking. Then the E stands for empathize. So always empathize your customer. When you understand his problem, you have to acknowledge that problem and make the customer understand that how he is feeling. Next, A stands for apologize. After empathizing with customer, apologize with him. Whatever he always expect you to feel sorry about him, so show that And next is take ownership. T stands for take ownership. So if possible to solve the problem on the spot, give the solution to the customer on the spot. But if it is not possible for you to solve the problem, give the deadline by which you are going to come back and try to keep that deadline with the customer. So always try to put yourself into customer's shoes and then try to give the solution. The next slide is about importance of customer service. Now, good customer service is a leading indicator of customer repurchase intention and loyalty. If you have provided a good customer service, the customer is going to come back to you again for the service, and he is giving you a business. So he is a loyal customer to you. A point of differentiation. A customer can easily differentiate between you and your competitor because of your product and your service. Reduces customer churn. Once he knows that this particular supplier is giving me the best quality and the best service, he is going to come to you again. So he is reducing his time. Increases customer lifetime value. Reduces negative word of mouth. He is obviously going to spread a positive word of mouth about you in the industry. Helps to establish the brand. Obviously, if the company is in profit and we are getting more and more business, that will help to establish the brand of the company. So the company's target should be always to be there in the fourth quadrant. If you are providing a good service, always the reputation of the company will be at higher level and the company will be in the fourth quadrant as shown in the graph. There is one important quote given by Mahatma Gandhi on a customer. A customer is the most important visitor on our premises. He is not dependent on us, but we are dependent on him for the business. He is not an interruption to our work, but he is the purpose of doing the work. He is not an outsider, but he is the part of our business, and we are not doing him a favor by serving him, but he is doing us a favor by giving us an opportunity to serve him. So let's arrive at a conclusion after going through all this presentation. Customer is a person who pays everyone's salary and who decides whether the business is going to succeed or not. The purpose of business is to create customer who is obviously going to create more customers because of the positive word of mouth. So customer is why we are here, and if we take a good care of them, they will give us a good chance to come back. This is what is all about of a customer service, which I want to share with you. So I wish you a good luck in your career and for your future. Thank you.